Yeah, just a lot of talking points. I think the fight, the row, I know a lot of people are tweeting now it's madness and all, but it just didn't look as serious maybe as everyone thought. I know obviously we're not condoning this, but there didn't seem like there was much boxing or, it's a lot of handbags, but looks things. We were laughing at it. The videos just make a laugh of it more than anything, and the fans watching on. But it just doesn't sit well with a lot of people. Like, you've young kids watching that, it doesn't reflect well on them. I don't know, you could have 5 or 6 year olds watching on at that fight, and then just some of the Tyrone players laughing at some of the fans watching on. Like, there was a Tyrone player, as I said, it started in a headlock, and he was laughing at a girl along the sideline. So just comical stuff. And again, how David Goff sent off the lads he did, I don't know where he got the information from. But yeah, a lot of talking points probably. But Armagh, I just think they're in for a big year this year.
Yeah, like I've watched that incident back now a couple of times, like, and you are looking at it, and I think, there's a few red cards in there maybe that are justified. There's probably a few red cards that aren't, and obviously you don't want to go naming names, but there was probably a few other players in there that probably could have got red cards. So again, I'm not too sure. Obviously, sometimes when these incidents happen, you see some referees who probably cop out a little bit and they give a red card one way and a red card the other way, and it's just an easy decision. You're not really looking into it, and you're just giving a red either way, when it might be maybe a red for just one player or a red for a couple of players. So it is a hard one, and I don't know, like, he kind of, like, from watching it as well, I looked like David Goff kind of, he just lined up all the players and it was just red. I don't know if he just kind of I don't know if he was seeing double or something, or he just got a bit carried away and he was just like, right. And maybe something was said to him. You don't know, like, because I know obviously
the Tyrone lads, yeah. I wouldn't say in fairness that they wouldn't just be wishing David Goff well. And we all know about the Tyrone, the Ricey McMenamins and all of this world. I wouldn't say the Tyrone lads were saying too pleasant stuff to the Armagh lads, like the Armagh lads to the Tyrone lads. So it was a bit of a vicious circle. But yeah, I don't know. Did David Goff see any of the Tyrone boys out in Copper some night or something, or was there a bit of argy-bargy? You wouldn't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely crazy. Like, it was mad watching, and obviously, like, yeah, you don't condone any of that, obviously, and you don't want to see that happen in Gaelic football. Obviously, there is a physical element to it, and there's always going to be, argy-bargy and handbags and all the rest and afters, and there's always going to be bits and bobs. But yeah, like, I don't really know what you do to stop that kind of thing. I don't really think you can, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, sorry, no, but no, I just seen Darren O'Sullivan tweet a video there yesterday, and it was like the cornerback. The second half was about to start in the Kerry Dublin game, and I think the Kerry cornerback literally just was pushed into him, waiting for reaction. Rock kind of threw back and all. Like, it really is creeping in, Aaron. And, like, in fairness, when you look at that row in the Armagh Tyrone game yesterday, Tyrone had nothing to achieve from that game. Or sorry, row, because the game was over. There was 2 or 3 minutes left. They had nothing to achieve from whatever was said or done. Maybe. Jeez, I can only imagine what the Tyrone or Armagh boys are saying to each other. Jesus Christ, maybe it's fucking you, or you want to keep a PG more than I can say. But yeah, look, it wasn't good scenes. I think at this time of year as well, everyone's trying to get back on trot, enjoy the game of football. It's just unpleasant scenes, and I just keep saying it for the younger generation, Aaron. You just don't want to be seeing that, because that can spill into training on a Tuesday in the club or Friday. Young lads will think that's the norm. Oh, why don't I go out hit Paddy now? He's after saying something to me, or that can creep in there. And so I think it is starting to creep back into the GAA, and just a lot of stuff probably off the ball, and just lads just saying stuff that probably don't need to be saying. And but realistically, Aaron, Tyrone, it's that stage of the game. Game was basically over. Who knows who initiated the fight, but God, it was just a waste of time. And don't get me wrong, fighting at any point in the game is a waste of time, but Jesus, Tyrone had no business doing what they done.
Yeah. Like, I think there's always probably been an element of that, and maybe it's, obviously in some of these rivalries, we always see a little bits and bobs. It looked like it kind of faded out for a while, but yeah, like, it obviously probably wasn't the best thing to say. We have a comment coming in there saying should have been yellow cards. I mean, like, obviously I'm not a referee. Obviously, John, you're not a referee. Like, it's one of them things where we're not in the moment, so I don't really know, like, if there's rules there. Maybe if someone said something to him or something like that. Or, I really don't know. Like, and I think maybe there was, a few red cards in there that were justified. I think there was probably a few that weren't, and again, there's probably a few Armagh players there that probably find themselves a little bit lucky not to get red cards. Like, it's crazy, really.
Jeez, Aaron, I tell you what, I will never be a referee. My God, I don't know how to do it. I do not know how to do it. You wouldn't do it for love of the money, but it's crazy stuff. But I really don't know how, in the name of God, Goff got the 5 lads he sent off, where he got that information from, what the 4 officials are doing, or how anyone's seen what they're seeing. But no, I just think it's a very tough job, and obviously the lads that Goff, did send off at the end, that was it, I suppose. But yeah, yellow cards, that probably is a good point, because again, it was just a bit of pushing and shoving. There was no boxes, there's none of this, maybe a couple of headlocks. It was just absolute nonsense, childish stuff more than anything. But again, just unsavory scenes, Aaron. And then probably it was an okay game of football. I know Armagh did probably, dominate most of the game, but look, it was a good, attacking game of football. And unfortunately, that nonsense at the end, Aaron, ruined it to a degree.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose just touching on the performance really from Armagh. I mean, it was a top class performance once again. Back to back, you beat the Dubs, you go out and beat them comfortably. You go out and play Tyrone, beat them comfortably. 2-8 to 4 points up at half time. They were in cruise control really. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh well, Tyrone didn't want to be there, Dublin want to be there last week. I do think you need to start giving the respect where it's deserved to this Armagh team, because they are a serious team. They've got serious talent, serious players, not just Rian O'Neill. I think Rory Grugan, Jamar Hall, even Greg McCabe Hall, as well. Yeah, and even Greg McCabe as well, who obviously got the goal, even though he probably did look like he probably took a step too many. But I think Tiernan Kelly as well. Just have I think the most important thing is Rian O'Neill is now flourishing because he's got a little bit more around him, I think, as well. He's got a few more forwards there that can contribute to midfield. There's more balance in the team. I remember watching that game against Donegal a few years ago, and it really did feel like there was an over-reliance maybe on Rian O'Neill a little bit and Jamie Clark and these lads, whereas now I feel like they're using their team a lot more, they're using their forwards a lot more, and they're popping up in the right positions time and time again.
Oh, yeah, look, that's exactly it. And I think, with the forwards, they are blessed with the forwards. And even in fairness, Jamar Hall, he probably doesn't get the credit he deserves. And obviously, he's just been sensational. Rory Grugan as well. He's just a class act. He's a left foot to die for. So, it does seem to be the spread of scores, but it is so funny. Armagh, again, you wouldn't to think maybe peaking too early, and I know, but it seems to be with Armagh now. I think McGeaney, he's in his 8th year managing now. I think it is real do or die stuff for him at this stage. And it seems to be there's a lot of work going into it. I think obviously if you bring Kieran McKeever, Kieran Donaghy in, that obviously means you mean business. But I think it seems to be this year, no stones are being left unturned. Every performance counts. Beating the Dubs, beating Tyrone, 2 absolutely massive scabs. They wouldn't have thought that probably going into it. So, that's a seriously good start. But I just think it's do or die stuff for McGeaney this year. He's really going to go at it. Ulster Champs is going to be a minefield for them. First round, it could be a knockout. It's going to be what Donegal they're going to be playing, so that's going to be a huge game. Can they turn them over? Donegal is obviously a very good championship team too. So maybe you would like to think, definitely from an Armagh point of view, had the peaks too soon. You just wouldn't know, because they're after putting in 2 absolutely massive performances. We're on the other side, the teams that they did play, Dublin. Obviously, the lads get back, probably caught Dublin on the hop, and I think Dublin probably will improve. We'd be very surprised that they didn't. I think Tyrone, I'd be worried if we'll touch on Tyrone now in a couple of, or we'll touch Tyrone, but I'd be worried from a Tyrone point of view, because they look like they've everyone back. I don't think they've anyone. I think is it Conor Patrick. I think he's still on holidays. I don't think he confirmed his commitment for the year. He probably will come back, but they've lost lads, so I would be very worried from a Tyrone point of view. They'll not be happy with that result, but it'll just the next couple of weeks will definitely tell a tale. Have Armagh peaked too soon? The championship's going to be massive for them, and that's the eyes on the prize. But it's a serious start for Mr. McGeaney, Aaron.
Thank you very much for watching this clip of the very most recent podcast uploaded on the channel. If you do enjoy this content, please leave a like and subscribe so you're notified every time I do drop a new upload, and it does very much help the channel grow and help the channel reach more people. So I very much would appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the video. You can also follow the page on Instagram, and you can also follow on Facebook, Twitter, Spotify. You can follow on all social media platforms as well. So if you're not already followed over there, go over there and give the page a follow to help the channel grow as well. So I do very much appreciate anyone tuning in, and I'll see you all later.